banned TED Talk yesterday about the healing properties of psychedelics, and it was really interesting. It's very, very interesting. Um, it was more interesting to me the fact that it was a banned TED Talk. Like TED, this company is supposed to be very pro-education, pro free speech and learning, banned a TED Talk. And I'm not gonna say no why, but I feel like I know why. It's because it's industry. It's just a huge industry on. Well, that's hard to say. Does psychedelic experience always cure depression? Is that? I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't say so. So who am I to say that? It's because the pharmaceutical industry, probably what it is. But I mean, my depression is somewhat resistant to um, like SSRIs and stuff, but not because of like it just doesn't work. It does work, but the reason I'm resistant to stuff like SSRIs is because they have horrible effects. Like anybody who's been on SSRIs knows that they make you numb. They make you so numb to everything, dude. And in a very subtle but noticeable way, which completely changes your life. God. It just makes you like I've been watching Therapist, the show by Vince Gilligan, and it's been really fascinating. And it makes you think about what a perfect society is and how different people see that in different ways, you know. And does a perfect society include? A perfect society has to include the right to experiment with altered states of consciousness, which is what this TED Talker was talking about. Is that it's a human right, and I do believe that it's a human right. But they induce psychosis, man. It's interesting. I find myself on both sides of the psychedelic debate, but more left leaning, definitely more pro than against. I think there are good ways. Like all drugs are different. They all do different things, and they're all just brain editors. They're editors for your brain, and that's why psychedelics decrease brain activity, and that's why you experience death or ego death or false death, false sense of dying, and euphoria, and I don't know. That's what makes them seem so much of an inherent human right, because we've used them for thousands of years. It's a really hard thing to think about, because you can't just say, I love friggin' balls, you can't just say that, and because that cannot be true. Because then you have issues with your dopamine and the satisfaction you're getting in your life, and I'm so curious about what happens after death, man. I really wonder if it looks to me, in my naive youth, that after death there is a place of incomprehensible experience, but I also don't remember what was happening before I was born. I don't remember any of that, so who am I to say that what I remember from these psychedelic experiences is, I don't know. I want to talk about something else, or similar to what I was talking about, like Pluribus, the show Pluribus. What a perfect world would look like, and does that mean a hive mind? Because we are headed towards a hive mind. I mean, you look at TikTok and globalization and AI, and the internet and the age of information and the age of censorship, and it makes you feel like we're headed towards a hive mind. But I don't know if that's what the scientists would say, but that's definitely what it makes me feel like. And I do not think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's bad as long as we are able to keep our identity. I'm able to post my artwork, share my artwork online because of this increased capacity for globalization and interconnectedness. And without this, I wouldn't have this opportunity, But then there's also the fact that when you post something, you're just throwing it out into your. I was talking to somebody about this. I don't remember when. I think it was one of my classes that AI algorithms are like black boxes. Like you can't see inside them. You can't choose other than your own algorithm. You can't choose other people's algorithms, which is probably a good thing, because it means that anybody who wants to see a certain person's content will get that person's content in a perfect world, But what if? Well, who's to say somebody's not controlling the algorithm and suppressing a certain person? I'm not saying I'm not a popular content creator because Palantir is suppressing all my videos, It's just my art has not reached its audience yet, which is always a frustrating thing as an artist. And that's another talking point I was thinking about talking about today. is that frustration that's always there as an artist. Because of this, because of the impacts. And maybe that's why I'm so mad at and I'm not mad at the fact that our world is determined by these algorithms that we create. I think that's a good thing. I think it allows us to see the content that we want, and it does. But who's to say that it's fair in the sense that one person can control it in its entirety? One person can say, oh, I want to suppress this type of video, I want to suppress this type of video. I'm really trying as hard as I can to make this art look organic while being inorganic at the same time, being inorganic shapes. I think another important thing to talk about when discussing AI algorithms is third spaces, and since we have a global third space now, the internet, we need to make sure it's perfect. Like, it has to be perfect in the sense that I should be able to go on the internet and meet the people I want to meet and talk to the people I want to meet and be free from judgment and free from censorship, and that it should be instantaneous meeting the people that you want to meet by entering the keywords that need to be entered, Because some people say that's impossible, but I think it's already happening, and we just, we're so afraid of trying. I'm so afraid of trying, dude. And I do try as hard as I can, but it's not the same as actually trying. I should pause this.